Chapter 1, Section 6. Our I can statement, I can subtract integers. If you look at the table here, it shows some examples of ways to subtract integers and to rewrite them. Subtracting a lesser number from a greater number is the same as finding how far apart the two numbers are on a number line. Subtracting an integer is the same as adding its opposite. So you can see where it says 3 minus 7, that would be the same as changing it to 3 plus negative 7. Or when it's 5 minus negative 8, that's the same as 5 plus 8. Let's start with example A, negative 7 minus 4. This can be rewritten as negative 7 plus negative 4. What we know from adding integers is adding a negative plus a negative will make sure it's still a negative. So we would just add 7 plus 4 and find out that we have negative 11. If you think of it on a number line, if you were at negative 7 on the number line and subtract 4, that would move you 4 spots to the left. Let's look at example B, 8 minus negative 5. We said before that subtracting is the same as adding the opposite, so we could say instead of minus negative 5, plus positive 5. So this becomes 8 plus 5, which is 13. Negative 6 minus negative 3. Again, subtracting a negative becomes adding a positive. This is really negative 6 plus 3. So if we're at negative 6 on a number line, we're adding 3, moving 3 to the right. We would end at negative 3. Let's evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. So we have the expression 8 minus j for j equals negative 6. When we substitute this in, we now have 8 minus negative 6. We know subtracting is the same as adding the opposite, so we would make that into 8 plus 6, which is 14. Let's subtract 3 minus negative 6. Again, make that into adding a positive. 3 plus 6, we get 9. Negative 4 minus 1, negative 4 plus negative 1, total of negative 5. And negative 7 minus negative 8 becomes negative 7 plus 8, which is positive 1. Evaluate the expression negative 9 minus y for y equals negative 4. This becomes negative 9 minus negative 4, which in turn becomes negative 9 plus 4. Picture your number line. If you're at negative 9, adding 4, moving to the right, you would be at negative 5 at the end. 9 minus 6 for n minus 6 for n equals negative 2. You get negative 2 minus 6 becomes negative 8. And that's the end of lesson 1-6.